Hey ladies, so today we're going to be talking about how to always receive princess treatment in any relationship that you get into. So before we get into the tips, we are focusing on the masculine and the feminine kind of relationship. So the very first thing is getting into a relationship with someone who liked you first. I know there's a lot of scenarios where you liked a guy first, and that's okay, but if it's something like that, let him be the one to approach you first. Even if you liked him before he liked you, or noticed him before he noticed you, let him be the one to give him time, let him notice you later, or let him decide to make the move later, because men are pursuers. Do not pursue a man, and we're gonna get there, but you need to allow the man to be the first one to make the move. This already creates environment for polarity to exist in your relationship, and polarity is when there's a balanced attraction between a masculine and a feminine, and the only way to balance this out in a way that's healthy, underline the word healthy, is when the feminine is pursued. Number two is let him lead. You never want to be in a position where you're the one leading a man, even if it's gently or softly or pointing him to the right direction. That's his job, especially at the beginning stages, to be with someone who can do that, because you don't want to get into a relationship where you're teaching a man how to love you and how to treat you. He needs to already be in a position where he can do all those things on his own. You should never lead a man. And if you find that maybe you got into a relationship already, and before that you were always in your feminine, and then the moment you got into this relationship, it reached a point where you were starting to kind of lose it, and you're kind of the one leading, suggesting dates and all of that, then I think it's definitely time, not I think, it's definitely time to take a step back and allow him to just redeem himself. And if it doesn't, just exit, because you shouldn't be with someone who pulls you out of character. Allowing a man to also lead is gonna cause him to have this kind of pressure on his own without you having to apply it, where he has to impress you. He's gonna be thinking, okay, I just met this amazing girl, what can I do to impress her? You've kept the mystery. First of all, he doesn't know who you are that well, and he doesn't know what you like and all of that, so he's like brainstorming ideas. He's like, I'm gonna take her on a date. He doesn't know where you've ever been, so he has to bring his A game, because what if you've been to the best of the best? So people always have a positive perception of everyone most of the times when they meet you, so he's gonna be trying to do his best and impress you. Allow him that pressure. It's important to allow a man to feel that pressure in the beginning stages of a relationship, because it sets the pace for the relationship to always be one where he treats you with that kind of same energy. This is the time for him to show up and show off. Okay, so we've talked about letting a man lead, but closed mouths don't get fed. A lot of masculine men like feeling like something was their idea, so you're gonna pull out the reverse psychology card and make it his idea. Example, I really love pink flowers. I think that looks so cute in my house, and if a guy likes you, he's gonna make that happen. Notice that you didn't directly ask for the pink flowers, you just put the information out there and allowed him the freedom to choose how he's gonna use it. Point number three, set a standard for yourself. You need to already believe and know that you are worthy of every single thing that you want. You only attract what you're ready for. If you are ready for a relationship where you are being treated with love and respect and all of that, that is exactly what you're going to attract, because you believe you are worthy of that. It all comes down to how you think and how you perceive yourself and the world. So perception number one is seeing yourself as worthy of the kind of relationship that you desire to have. This relationship where you're receiving princess treatment and you are just that girl. And perception number two is how you perceive the world. If you think about the world and be like, there's a shortage of generous men, there's a shortage of young men who can spoil me and love me genuinely, there's a shortage of that. And if you walk around thinking that for you to receive princess treatment and being spoiled by a guy, you have to put out, guess what? That is exactly what you're gonna attract. That is literally exactly what you're gonna attract. So whenever you see girls receiving big gestures from men, and your very first thought, your only thought is that they're putting out, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. You have a long way to go. Okay, there are girls who are definitely doing that, but if that's your only thought and you think that's the only way to receive these things, then you are just completely mistaken. Because if you know for sure that you have worked on yourself and you already are a high value woman, you treat yourself as such and you see yourself as a gift, because even the Bible itself tells us that a woman is a crown to her husband. If God speaks like that about you, why would you think less about yourself? If God says that you are a crown, literally crowns are made of diamond, pearls, and all of those good things, it's already a high value item. if you know for sure you are a high value woman, then that's exactly how a man is gonna view you. He's gonna look at you and know that the effort he has to put into getting you is worth it. You first of all never need to be jealous of anyone. Never look at anyone and be jealous. That's a topic for another day. But when you see people receiving these things, never feel bad. You know what you should do? Tell God thank you for showing you that the men you want exist. That whatever you want is not a dream, it's a reality. And if it's a reality for the next person, it can definitely be a reality for you, and you can get it even 10 more times. There's an abundance of high value men out there. That's the very first thing you need to know and believe, because if you think that way, you're gonna keep meeting them everywhere. The world is full of energy, and if you're vibrating at the lower vibration and a masculine man who's financially stable is vibrating on a higher vibration, when are you gonna meet? When are you ever gonna cross paths? Because you're all the way over here, you know, attracting the we can do that tomorrow, those guys. Attracting the we don't need to go out, babe, you know, it's cold. You're gonna keep attracting those ones. Because that's where you're vibrating at. But if you're gonna sit and attract the, you know, get ready, I'm picking you up at 8, you have to think like that. Get those dresses, get ready, because that is exactly what you're trying to attract, and see yourself worthy of having this kind of experiences.
Next thing is package yourself like an investment. When you look good, you attract people who like to uphold those standards that you have set for yourself.
Like this one time I had just met this guy and my nails were done. He loved them so much that he offered to pay for the next one. When a guy says that this is what you're used to getting your maintenance done, you're used to going to nice places, they're gonna try to make that happen for you as well. Take yourself to somewhere nice, invest in yourself, buy yourself the flowers, treat yourself the way you'd want to see someone treating you. Take yourself to these places that you would want a guy to take you, so that when he meets you, he already knows that this is the standard that you set for yourself, and therefore he's gonna strive to meet you at the place where you are meeting yourself, you know. So when you package yourself well, it creates silent pressure to perform. Learn how to receive. Feminine energy is a receiving energy. People are always watching how you receive gifts and the gestures that they did for you, because at the end of the day, people love being appreciated. It's not just men. Let's say for example, you know, a guy is capable of, you know, giving you a little bit more than what he gave you, or so much more than what he gave you. It wasn't even a hint, because let's say for example, you just know how much he can spend and therefore you expected more from him, but he decided to give you like less. Maybe he gave you like 5k and you're just like, I expected more from you. You know, don't show disappointment. Of course you expected more, but at the beginning stages, just, you know, appreciate it. Don't, you know, scream and leap for joy and be like, oh my gosh, you're the best and everything. Just calmly appreciate it and be like, you know, that it's really nice that you did this for me. I appreciate it, you know, because yesterday you didn't have the 5k. Maybe you had money, but like you didn't have the 5,000 more. So, and also another thing, when someone does something big for you, for example, don't be like, oh, you didn't have to do it, or you didn't have to go through all the trouble. You deserve the trouble.
You should never feel guilty for being blessed by people who love helping you. Part of being feminine is allowing people to make your life easier. What you can do is just appreciate them for being a blessing.
Know that when a man invests in you when you're beginning your relationship, it invites solid grounds for you guys to have that kind of relationship. He's gonna eventually get used to spoiling you, even in the relationship, because you started off on the right foot. And most of the times, people don't love losing their investments. So he's gonna be working a little bit harder to make sure that even when you guys are together, he's not gonna want to lose you, because he has invested in you. And when someone has a lot of money, I know it's not gonna matter to them, but if someone has made that extra mile to invest in you, most of the times he's gonna want to keep that investment. So it's gonna be a choice for you if you want to stay or not. We've come to the end of this video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. If you want to stay elevating and learning how to be the best version of yourself, stay around, subscribe, and let's unpack this journey together. So remember to like, comment, and all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one.